Hello everyone, it's pleasure to welcome here. So today I'm going to present a material. It is about the flipped classroom in further education using the literature review and case study by Christopher Little in 2015. But before that, let me allow to introduce myself first. My name is Kadek Ristanti Pramudya. I'm from 3F class. First, as usually, we have to discuss. It is about the introduction or why the researchers doing this research. So, the flipped classroom is approach refers to instruction that focus on using video instruction and recording lecture in teaching the students to complete their homework, and it is enabling completion of homework during classroom. So this is a statement according to the Bergman and Sams 2012. But these approaches very opposite with traditional approach, which means that the instruction or by giving the students the instruction by giving the students such as a worksheet or paper in learning on or in making the assignment. So it is very opposite with the traditional approach. So next, the flipped classroom also make the major change in academic performance because by using the flipped classroom the development of the technology, we as teachers and also we as students also have to utilize the technology. So by using the flipped classroom that focusing using the video to teaching the students, it is very effective in this era. So what is the case of this study? The case is in UK there were no academic publication documenting and implementing the flipped classroom. That's why the researchers doing this research. And what is the purpose of this study? The purpose is to find whether this approach can give a positive change in academic performance in learners, and also found the documentation found the documentation of implementing the flipped classroom. So yeah, that's all about the introduction. So next we are going to talk about the literature review. So what is the literature review? So it is in the literature review we talk about the FC. The FC received academic coverage in UK. So according to Moore, Gillett and Steele 2014, this approach made by Eric Mazur that teach in Harvard University. So Eric Mazur used the flipped classroom by using the files and giving a problem solution in the content. So in the video that they use, they make a problems content. The content is related to the problems, and he asked student to solve the problem by using the critical thinking. So, but we know that using the flipped classroom approach, the teacher allows students to use their critical thinking. So next, according to Bergman and Sam 2012, this approach can increase students' autonomy over the pace of their learning because the study can pause, rewind, and fast forward in watching video or content from lecture. So it is also there also another expert. According to Brunner, 1978, they say that the flipped classroom can make students actively in teaching and also increase students' higher order cognitive skills. So, in another approach, also PBL or problem-based learning. This approach same with the flipped classroom approach. So the both of them is the same. Yeah, it's same because the problem-based learning also give a problem to students and ask students to solve this problem by using their critical thinking. So next, there are also the benefit of flipped classroom. There are three benefits. The first, by using the flipped classroom, they can increase students can increase their homework and also increase assessment in class. And then the second is student and staff can increase their engagement. And then the last, the student and teacher also can increase their knowledge. So that's about the literature review. So next we are going to talk about the method. So this study, they using interview and the instrument is using a questionnaire. So the participant they use a class of 9 A2 level psychology students, and then the age around 17 until 19 years old. But this study conducted in 6 months. So after that, the study also make the design of this approach. The first design is the study asked teachers to produce 21 videos using software screencast or Matic, and then the duration of a video around 3 until 7 minutes. And then in this design, the study or the teacher allows students to analyze and create argument in the class. So the next, after that, after they got the analyze, and then after they got the argument, the teacher allows student to produce the video and then upload it on YouTube. So that's about the design of flipped classroom approach. So next, it is about the how teacher delivering the content through delivering the content by using the flipped classroom. The first, in every group receive 1 class and 2 hours in teaching for each 2 lecturers. So we can conclude that in 1 week the teacher has 4 hours in teaching. So the next, the first unit, the unit G5, 4, and 3 taught 44 studies. And then in this, when a teacher delivering the content, the teacher allows students to more active, such as asking question, answering the question, what teachers ask, and then something like that. So the teacher took 20 minutes to demonstrate the different content for each student. And then the last, in the delivering content, the student also allowed to increase their critical analyze and allow the learner to control their pace of delivery. So that's about the method, right? So the next we are going to talk about the results. So what is the results of this study? There are the results show a positive also, and also they show the negative response from students, and then something like that. So the first result is about the grade comparison between first group and the second group. the first group is G544, and then the second group is G543. The both of the group, the criteria of the both of the group are improvement under the flipped classroom. So for the group 1, for the unit 1 and unit 2, or the group 1 and group 2 can improve their teaching by using the flipped classroom. And then the second is there also the negative response from another students. They say that they didn't understand about the content what teacher said, because the teacher, sometimes the teacher changes of the way they delivering the knowledge in class. So that's why the students, the some of students don't like this approach in teaching. So the third, there's also the negative response from students. The 7 of 9 students give a negative response, like they don't like the classroom activities much. So the last result also, the 2 of 9 students also give a positive response from for this approach. So the most of them also say that they were this approach, the flipped classroom, is their favorite way to learn, and they said that they very clearly understand about the learning method, about this learning method. So that's about the results of this study. So next we are going to talk about the conclusion. So what is the conclusion of this study? The conclusion is a flipped classroom is the instruction that focuses on giving students video through YouTube in learning, and it is opposite from the traditional approach, such as give a task like a paper to students when they're learning. So yeah, that's a very opposite, right? So between the flipped classroom that focusing on video to give a content to students, and then in the traditional approach, such as like give a worksheet or the worksheet form of the paper when giving the student assignment or content. Yeah, that's the differences between the flipped classroom approach and also the traditional approach. So the other hand, there also the research showed that there were positive improvement by using the flipped classroom methodology, and also, as I said before, there also the negative response from students. So such as they say they don't like activities much in this. They don't like much activities in this method. So the conclusion is there is not only the positive result but also the negative result using this approach. So besides that, in this research also show about why there were no another documentation flipped classroom, and why? Because the factor is because of the limited of research culture, and also make the teacher lost their motivated in create innovation when they teach the students. So okay, that's all about the presentation today, and I hope you guys got the point of this presentation. And the last word, I would like to say thanks for your attention. Bye bye.